सब्सक्राइब कीजिए नहरा क्लासेस यूट्यूब चैनल को और बेल आइकन को दबाइए हमारे लेटेस्ट वीडियोस के नोटिफिकेशंस पाने के लिए।
Hello everyone, once again welcome to our Nehra Classes YouTube channel, and I am your friend Vikas Nehra this side. Friends, the topic of today's video is configuration of RAID 4 in Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7 or 8, and I am going to upload this video especially for Mr. Fahim Amini, whose comment I have received in the previous video. Actually, he needs to configure RAID 4 in his server, and he asked me to upload the tutorial for the same. So Mr. Fahim Amini, this video is especially for you. In order to configure the RAID 4, we first study the RAID different RAID labels and how do we configure different type of RAIDs in Red Hat or in CentOS based machines. If you have not seen my previous videos on RAID, you can watch them first. I will provide you the link in the description of this video and in the I button as well. After watching these videos, you would be able to understand the concept of RAID 4. So I will recommend you first watch those videos, then try to configure the RAID 4. Since RAID 4 is not very common in use, so in day-to-day life, we generally do not prefer RAID 4 configuration. But before proceeding with the configuration of RAID 4, let's first understand how does it work. So actually, this is the typical RAID 4 diagram, which consists of 4 disks. We need at least 3 disks to configure the RAID 4. In this diagram, disk 0, disk 1 and disk 2. These 3 disks are used to store the data, while the disk number 3 is used to store the parity. RAID 4 consists of block level stripping with a dedicated parity disk. In this type of configuration, we use a dedicated disk rather than we split the parity on different disks. And as a result of this layout, RAID 4 provides good performance over the random reads, while the performance of random writes is low due to the need to write all the parity data to the single disk, which causes bottleneck issue in RAID 4. So let's proceed towards the configuration of the same. In today's tutorial, I will first create the RAID 4. After that, we will create some data on it, and thereafter we will make one of the disks in the RAID as faulty, and after that we will check whether our data is safe or not, and then we will replace the faulty disk with the another drive, and then we will recheck whether our data is intact or not, and we will try to fail more than one disk and see whether the data remains safe or not in the RAID. So but one challenge is here: if one of the disks get failed which contains the data, then we can easily replace it and we are able to sync the data back. But if the disk which is having the parity gets failed, then in that case it becomes very difficult to recover the data. So let's see each and everything in detail with the practical. Let's go back to the server side. Here in the machine, I have already added 5 disks, each one of 3 GB to configure the RAID. First we will try to configure the RAID with these 4 disks, and after that we will use the remaining disks when we will fail the disk and there is a need to replace the same. So we will replace that with this SDF drive. Now we need to create partitions on these drives which we have added in the machine to configure the RAID. So we will use the fdisk utility for that, fdisk/dev/sdb, and for new p for primary partition number 1, to change the type, and FD for Linux RAID. W to write the changes. Now we will repeat the same process for /dev SDC. N for new, P for primary, partition number 1, first sector, last sector, change the type to FD, that is Linux RAID, and save the changes. Now repeat the same process for SDD. N for new, P for primary, partition number 1, T, FD, and W. For SDE now, N for new, P for primary, partition number 1, first sector, last sector, change the type FD, and save the changes with W. On SDF, N for new, P for primary, partition number 1, first sector, last sector, change the type FD, and W to write the changes. Now we will run the part probe command so that the kernel can read these changes. Now if you run the lsblk, you will see that we have successfully created the partitions on each and every drive which we have added for the configuration of the RAID. Now in the next step we will configure the RAID with the help of these partitions which we have created in the previous command. To configure the RAID, we will run mda dm command, mda dm -c to create the RAID. The name of the RAID, that is /dev md0. Now we will specify the level of the RAID with -l command. Level will be 4. Now we will use 4 number of disks, so we will specify that with option -n. And now we need to specify each and every partition which we are going to use here. /sdb1 /dev sdc1 /dev sdd1 /dev sde1. So we have successfully created the RAID. Now we will verify the details of these RAIDs with the help of mda dm command. mda dm -detail and specify the name of the RAID, that is md0. So here you can see that there are 4 number of partitions which we are using, and this is the RAID level 4, and there is no currently failed devices in it, means there is no failed device in this RAID. Now what we will do, we will format this RAID with mkfs.ext4, since I am going to format it in ext4 type file system /dev /md0. So we have successfully formatted the RAID. Now if we will run the details command, this time you will be able to see that these 4 partitions are ready to store the data. It is showing the status as active and sync. Now we will mount this, we will mount any folder on this. So we will use /dev md0 and /data directory, which I have already created in my machine. So I have successfully mounted /data directory over this RAID, and here you can specify, you can see the details of the same. The partition file system type is ext4, and the capacity of this RAID is about 9 GB, and we have mounted /data directory on this RAID. Now let's go to this /data directory and create some data here. If you long list the contents, you will not find anything, and if you see lost and found, it means our RAID is working properly. Now we will create some files and directories here with the help of touch command. I'm going to create 10 files in one command. You can see this. I'm going to create some more files. I'm going to copy the calendar of year 2000 in file named as cal.txt. I'm going to create some directories as well. So here you can see that I have created 3 directories and 11 files. This cal.txt file contains the calendar of year 2000. You can see this. Now what we will do, we will come out of this directory, and now we will try to create the RAID as failed. We will fail one of the disk from this RAID, and we will check whether our data is intact or not. But before that, let me tell you, since we have mounted /data directory over this RAID, and if you want to make it permanent, you can make the entry in the fstep file. I don't need it, so I'm not going to do that. Let's make one of the disks from this RAID as faulty, and we will check whether our data is safe or not. So if you run mda-dm command to see the details, so you will see that it is showing as all the partitions as active. Now if I want to make this partition /dev sdb1 as faulty, what I will do, I will run mda-dm /dev/md0 command. After that I will specify the partition which I want to make as fail with option -f. So it will fail this partition from this RAID. So we have set this partition as faulty. Now if we will run mda-dm -detail command, so here you will be able to see that it is showing /dev sdb1 as faulty, and the number of failed devices it is showing as 1. Now we will verify whether our data is safe or not. Let's go to this /data directory where we have created some files and directories. So our files and directories are still present here, and if we will open this cal.txt, it must show the calendar of the year 2000. That means our data is still safe here. Now I will show you how can we replace the faulty drive in this RAID. To replace the faulty drive, first let me show you the details of the RAID. Here you can see that the faulty drive is /sdb1. So what we will do, we will first remove this, and after that we will replace it with any other partition. To remove the partition from the RAID, we will run mda-dm /dev md0, means we will specify the name of the RAID. After that we will use option -r to remove the partition, to remove the faulty partition from the RAID, and we will specify the partition which is faulty. So it will remove the partition from the RAID, and you will verify the same with the help of mda-dm -detail command. So here you will not find this faulty partition here. Now we will add the new partition which we have already created in our disk, that is sdf. So we will add this /dev /sdf1 partition in the RAID. But before that, we will format this partition in ext4 type file system. So we can use mkfs.ext4 command for that, and now we will add this partition in the RAID. To add the partition in the RAID, we will run mda-dm /dev md0 -add, and after that we will specify the partition which we want to add in the RAID. You need to provide the space after this add option. So we have successfully added the partition in the RAID, and you can verify the details of the same with the help of mda-dm -detail command. So here you can see that /dev sdf1 partition is added, and it is showing the status as rebuilding. Since it is rebuilding the details with the help of other drives, means it is syncing the data. Now let's go to the /data directory and check whether our data is still safe there or not. So our data is still present here. Now let's come out of this. Now I will show you what happens if we make more than one device and drives as faulty. So this time let me first show you the details of the RAID. All the partitions are working fine. Now to make one or more partition as faulty, we will repeat the same process. We will use the same command which we have used earlier. This time we are going to make /dev sdc1 as faulty and /dev sdd1 as faulty. Now let's go to the /data directory, but before that let me show you the details of the RAID. So here there are two partitions which are faulty. Now let's go to the /data directory and check whether our data is safe or not. Our data is still intact, means the partitions which we have made as faulty, those were not having the parity, means only data was there. So from the other two drives it is working. Now what happens if we make one more partition as faulty, let's suppose SDE1, and check our data is still safe. But if we will remove all of the partitions from the RAID or make all of the partitions as faulty, in that scenario our data will be gone. Now you can see that I have removed all of the drives from the RAID. Now we will check whether our data is still safe here or not. So here it is showing as input output error, means our data is gone. So in this way we can configure the RAID 4 in RHEL 7 or RHEL 8 or in CentOS 7 or 8, and we can repair the faulty disks easily. But RAID 4 is not commonly used, and if you are interested to watch other type of RAIDs, you can go through these links. I will provide you all these commands and links in the description of the video. You can use them from there. And if you like our video, then do share it with your friends and colleagues, and if you are new on our channel, then do not forget to subscribe it and turn on the bell notification for the latest updates, since we keep on uploading such type of videos for you guys on regular basis. I will see you in any other session. Till then, bye bye, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.